All right, Schultz here live from the fall game. Great outing today. We're
Yes.
here with Newt Huntley from Sooner State Baseball Report. Puts out a ton of good stuff. We'll let you talk about that here in a moment. But Newt, what did you think so far? I think we're about in 10 innings now.
Yeah.
What have we seen?
Yeah. Skip's got some arms. That's the first thing that I think of when I think what we saw today. I think the first 5 pitchers, the Witherspoon brothers, Cameron Johnson, the LSU transfer, Dylan Crooks, and I can't remember who's the other one, the other guy, the second inning guy.
Barfield,
yeah.
Lefty freshman.
All 5 of them above 95 miles an hour.
It's impressive.
Yeah,
It's really
and then Jamie Hitt comes in the 6th inning and throws 93 miles an hour. So I know the speed's not everything, but they also complemented that with some really sick off-speed stuff. But I was really impressed mostly with Cameron, the LSU transfer. I thought he was lights out. I thought his stuff was electric, and if he can control and locate his pitches, he's going to be thinking about him and the Witherspoon brothers on the weekend. That's a really good start for the Sooners.
You've got 3 guys sitting 97.
Yes,
sitting
97.
And,
yes,
and it was consistent. What I've heard so far, and probably what we've seen tonight, was our offense has been facing this pitching.
Yes,
all fall, and pretty challenging.
Pretty challenging. Now, McLennan is a really good JUCO program, as they all are. Most of them are down in Texas. It's one of the top programs down there in the junior college ranks. Offense is going to look different. But I think Reggie Willits is probably most excited about that with his chaos program that he has.
We didn't see a lot of stealing early. I think later on in the game they picked it up a little bit, but I think there was a lot of small ball being played.
A lot of small ball.
A lot of moving runners around. Feels a little similar to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Any guys that stood out offensively for you of just maybe not hitting the ball over the fence, but good production?
I thought Jason Walk at the leadoff spot was really, really good. He batted 9-hole last year, but I think I think they're going to trying to find somebody to put up there, and if he can do that consistently, leads off the game with a double, and then Willits sacrifices, or not sacrifice, but a sac fly over the third, and he scores on the ground out. That stood out to me. The bat control that a lot of the guys have, even in the new guys, I thought Kyle Branch, his bat control, the sacrifice bunt. It's going to be different than what we saw last year, but that's not mean it's going to be less exciting.
Right. Yeah. No, it looks like it's going to be a great product. SEC usually aren't as high of scoring games anyway. Looks like we got a style of play that might fit right in.
Right.
So it's going to be a good year. I know we've got the Fall World Series coming up. I'm sure that's going to be announced in times and all that stuff coming up soon. But it was fun getting to hang out with you tonight.
Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about Sooner State Baseball Report.
Hey, if
you guys are turning it out.
If you haven't seen it, all right, it's at Sooner State BSBL on all the platforms, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, even on Threads. We got about 500 followers on Threads, but we just try to cover as much baseball in the state of Oklahoma as we can, all the way from the D1 level all the way down to Class B in high school, with Division II college, NAI mixed in there, and the junior colleges mixed in there as well. So try to turn out as much content about that as we can, try to expose as much of the programs across the state as we can. And right now it's obviously in our off season, doing the Oklahoma in the pros. We're just looking at all the different players from Oklahoma that are in the professional baseball, whether they're majors or minors. But yeah, so just looking forward to getting it back up for next season.
That's actually one of my favorite things that you all do. I've always been a big believer of it. When I played in college, we had a lot of guys from the West Coast, California, a little bit of Washington, and they would always tell us about how the West Coast is so much better at baseball than you Midwesterners.
Yeah.
And I was always, there's no way. Oklahoma is so good at baseball.
Yeah.
And so when you do the Oklahomans and the pros, it's just incredible how much talent comes.
It is. Now,
Obviously
Florida, Texas, California, they're going to have more players because they have, more top-level players because they have more people. Population. Yeah. But I think per capita, Oklahoma stacks up with any state out there, and that's the premise behind Sooner State Baseball Report as well. So,
well, good stuff, Newt. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you, Brandon.
And thanks for coming on, chat.
Thank you, Johnny.